But that's one of the wonderful things about you. You're always thinking of others, and you are as passionate and immersed in your philanthropy work as you are your music. And it was actually you being at your soul kitchen, literally doing dishes, that inspired the key song Do What You Can, which is one of my favorite songs, such an anthem. Please tell us about that story. I love this one.
Well, as I'd said, just a moment ago, I had to rethink the record. And putting the halt on it gave me the chance to, A, look at what I had, and B, continue the writing process. So although that wasn't my number one concern, we were down at one of our Soul Kitchen restaurants, and you have to remember that the model of a Soul Kitchen restaurant is based on volunteerism. And if you can, you come and you volunteer for your meal, i.e. you wash dishes, bus a table, work in the gardens. There are opportunities for you to participate in the model. But because of the shutdown and because of the uncertainty of it all, no one was allowed in the restaurant, but we needed to know how to get that message out to the in-need population. And so Dorothea had snapped a picture of me, unbeknownst to me, of me washing dishes. And she then showed me the next day and asked for the caption. I think what she was asking for was the time of the day and the day of the week. But the songwriter said, if you can't do what you do what you can. And I went, hey, that's a song title. And I came in this room and I grabbed my guitar and I started to tell myself a story. And I wrote it all down because, that specific photograph is in fact me. If I can't sing, I'm going to help my community. I'm going to be here for my neighbor. And that was the case. And I was there 5 days a week for 3 months straight.
It's amazing. And Do What You Can was just one of the additions to the album because you had to go back to this finished body of work and you had to make either tweaks or you had to rewrite some songs with this new perspective through this new lens. What was that process like?
Well, let me take you back 2 steps. In March of 19, we went down to Nashville to record what I thought was going to be the new record. And while we were down there, I had come out in the kitchen area and said to the band, I think I'm going to call the album 2020. And I says, now follow me because truly it's clear vision. And I think that after this house is not for sale, all of that's behind us now and we've got clear vision going forward. And of course the tongue-in-cheek approach is there will be an election year coming. Wouldn't it be sweet to have a cute little campaign poster? And then when COVID hits and the events that are transpiring, I sit down and I go, wait a minute, there's so much more I can say and so much more I can do with this record. So 2020 became a topical record. Now, again, in my finessing it, I wanted to make sure that I was nothing more than witness to history. In essence, I wanted to be the reporter at large. A good reporter isn't biased. He just sits there, observes, and reports the facts. So whether it was do what you can, they're shutting down the borders, they're closing up the schools, there's one last paycheck coming through. Fact. That was it. I reported it as I saw it. The same thing happened shortly thereafter with the death of George Floyd. We're all in lockdown. There's nowhere that you can go. The TV news was always on. And as I was drawn into the story, I was watching a morning news program, and the reporter was talking to the friend of George Floyd, who was a professional basketball player, who said that the last words out of Mr. Floyd's mouth was crying out for his mom. And that hit me in such an emotional way. And I didn't know what to say or do about it. I'm 1,000 or 1,500 miles away. I'm in my house. There's so much uncertainty. I go and lock myself again in this room, pick up my guitar and start picking away and writing nothing but the facts. That song was much more difficult to write because of the circumstance. So I wrote it. I played it for the family. I got their criticisms. I rewrote it. I then shared it with folks who were members of the African American community or in my record company or prominent songwriters or, I played it for people because this was going to be a difficult song at a difficult time. Then I snuck off on a plane to California. This is June at this point, to record the song with Tico and Hugh and John Shanks. And even there, Tico took one more swipe and he said, "You're saying I can't breathe, and that's going to be the title of your new song." And I don't know that you can go there this many times. It was repeated. And I said, "Okay, I understand." And I went and I realized in verse 3, the line American Reckoning, and I went, that's actually a better title. And it really is what the song is about. America's reckoning on this very, very difficult issue that I pray we're finally going to confront.
You recently posted on your Instagram this gorgeous photo of you on your balcony, and you said, "Remember, no matter what, the sun still shines," which really resonated with me. And I am fortunate to be innately a positive person myself. It seems like you are as well. How do you continue to stay grounded and optimistic?
It's not easy. It's a work. You have to work at it both personally, and in ways that some people find it in spirituality, some people find it in family, some people find it in the environment, just being outside, some find it in their work. But I try to find the optimism looking forward and looking to the next generation. I'll give you a great example. Old white guys like me gotta go. We need the next generation to fix the problems and to get us through this very difficult time that we're all living in. And the promise that I see from young men and women who are so much more engaged than I was at their age, it gives me hope. It does give me hope. This is an album of we, the people.
Bon Jovi 2020.
Stories are personal, and yet they're universal.
Performed live in its entirety.
We're here, you're there.
On a night like this, Bon Jovi 2020. Go to access.tv or download the app for additional Bon Jovi content.